All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful day. I got another watch list for you, and I'm here to tell you it's not over yet. Today was absolutely insane. It was a historical move. What happened today has only happened 5 times in history, but now we got the Bank of England in the morning tomorrow and the kickoff of earnings. So there's a lot we got to talk about. Honestly, it's absolutely insane. I have a bear case for you. I got a bull case for you. We're going to talk about the inflation today. We're going to talk about why this happened. Again, we were saying 5% yesterday. I didn't think it was going to happen twice. It literally was up 1% pre-market. Inflation came in hot. It dropped us down to about 4% just about, and then we bounced up to close over 3%. So literally, that historical fact is what we got today, but it says that there's only 5 times in history, today was the 5th, where the market has opened up down more than 2%, only to close up more than 2%. So it's going to be crazy. Again, I'm just going to give you, again, you already see the chart. The reason for today, it is hard to put your finger on it. The bonds didn't move as much. Yes, inflation was bad, but we've been looking at the VIX, and this is the narrative they're saying. Everybody was well hedged for it, and it's kind of like a risk off of it. And then the second half, it was one of these squeezes where a lot of people now have been covering. So does it mean it's over? No, that's what I'm telling you. But again, bull and bear, a lot can happen from here, and we need to go over it. And I'm telling you, there's still more volatility on the way. So drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. Free 99. It's right there every day. God bless you for the positivity. I hope it helped out today. I hope you were ahead of the game. Hopefully you didn't panic. And I hope you're ready for more, man. And you know why I'm wearing this? That UK, bro. This is UK. It's gonna be crazy. Oh yeah, there was a rumor too. So even then, before we run it, I'm gonna just tell you right now, the rumor overnight and why the pound was up even before the CPI and even during it, they were saying Liz Truss might consider a U-turn on her tax plan, which would appease Mr. Bailey. But again, that deadline's tomorrow, baby. Run it.
Working to the couch, it's the 2020 election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
Well, right off that bat, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna just tell you what I expect over these next few days. It is going to be a lot of big wicks, so it might go vertical. That really depends tomorrow. Again, if we get good earnings, or depending on what happens in the United Kingdom, that will be very important. But usually we kind of bounce around before either breaking down again or having one of these pops. And even then, with so much still on the table, in the fact that the inflation report was hot and we've seen this volatility, you don't want to get fooled. I'm expecting a big range, but you got to be careful as far as pushing the trigger, okay? But now for the bulls, you have seasonality in your favor, depending on the earnings, depending on Bank of England, and then how we set up in the next week. If this is really going to give some relief, the bulls have the seasonality factor in their favor. By the second week of October, I mean, it does get quite bullish. So that's history on the side of the bulls, and you're already getting the squeeze today. But now the bears have Bank of England and Grim Reaper earnings. So again, I believe it was in February, and I even think in May too, but we have seen this where we've came off, hit a new low, bounced up right into earnings. So yes, today was a historical day, dropping big, going up a lot. Go look through the videos. I'm sure you're going to see it. You might remember it this year. It was this year. Remember Amazon? They had like their biggest one-day increase in history, or like top 5, and then a week later with the earnings, they had their biggest one-day decline. So when we start getting these moves, I mean, I'm expecting a big range. But again, whether we go lower or not, it is going to be hard to say, because in a weird way, even though we're at prices we've been at the last couple of weeks, you did hit 347 today, and now it's like, okay, people did position there. Oh yeah, we even bought in the long term. We're going to talk about that. So we're going to see bulls and bears both have some stuff going, and that's why I think you're going to get big candles, and really where it ends by the end of the day, that will say a lot. And that's why, too, maybe don't give in to any of the panic moves, but we will see. But that is key number one. Then key number two, baby, I'm going to tell you about what happened today and now the inflation report, because we've been bringing it up and we were talking about it yesterday, what to look for. Like, today was bad. I'm telling you, today was so bad that we didn't even need to get into the nitty gritty. Like, right when the report came out, it was a bad number. And remember, I was showing you the spread and I was telling you the lowest estimate is 7.9. The highest is 8.3. So even though it came in at 8.2, the month-over-month metrics, they moved up by a ton, and it actually was a 3 standard deviation move in the morning, which is very, very surprising, because that means that shouldn't have happened there, and that's why it was quite mind-blowing. But here is what was bullish about the inflation report today. What was bullish, if you really wanted to look at this report and say, okay, inflation's still high, what's good about it? What's good is that the goods inflation, remember we were talking services, well, the other side is goods, like literal physical items, that has finally flattened for the first time in 5 months. So it didn't come down, but it didn't go up, and now the trend of goods inflation is moderating, and that is hopeful for a downturn. Now, here's the thing about today's CPI is that this was a very favorable month in the sense you had gas and a lot of things come down. So it will be dependent on a lot of things, but that could have brought out hope today. So that's the bullish side of the CPI. The bearish side is what we said yesterday. The service inflation, it rose the most since 1990. It was a big month-over-month print at 0.8. And again, you haven't seen an increase like that in a while. Housing is still up, all of that. Again, even the diffusion, most industries are still up. That broad-based inflation, it is still there, and that is what we have evidence of. So the question is, how does the market take that? Or does the market not care, and then we go up and wait till Powell bats it down, or earnings? So it's interesting, but that's your bullish and bearish of the CPI. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully you could tie this in over the next couple days, because again, everybody is going to need to find their conviction, and that is what we're looking for right now. And hopefully these data and events could help that. But key number 3, ladies and gentlemen, this is for tomorrow. It's kind of like today, or what we saw today, but the bonds and the yen aren't playing along. I feel like deja vu. I've told you this before, and we said this last week, and sure enough, we watched different reactions with it. But now I want you to understand this. The bonds and yen, they can quickly catch up if things get better. That's what I'm saying. We got to find our conviction, and now these events, Bank of England and the bank earnings, that should help clear all of this up. So tomorrow, if Bank of England does not have any negative event, if like we could actually put a cap on it and say, okay, it's resolved, it's better, no panic, they're going to adjust, and then things are really calm, that will be good. And then maybe we'll watch the yen and bonds. Again, if the bank earnings are really good, no signs of panic, or again, the guidance doesn't scare anybody, and then add that to good Bank of England, those lagging bonds, lagging yen, they might start to pick up. Otherwise, they're saying they don't believe the move. Again, Fed futures today, they all moved in that direction, and you might start hearing 100 basis points like we do every time a hot inflation report comes out. And also, as a note, all that rally today, they ain't say nothing about pivot. Fed futures went up. The whole bond curve was bear steepening. Every bond yield went up. It still even stayed up. That's what I'm saying. It's not like bonds or people are like, oh, we're going to get a pivot. Nah, they're saying people were hedged for a pivot. Okay, yeah, exactly. So, fact of the matter is, bonds and yen, they did not play along. Looking at where the bonds are, it's kind of saying the market should be around like 355. So, we're going to find out, but we need this other days and data. We got to string it all together, and depending on what that creates there, I still think we'll get a leader. But if the bonds bounce, that's going to be bullish. If the bonds go lower, yields go higher, that is going to be bearish. And well, just get ready for more of it. But that is everything. It's going to be crazy tomorrow. I hope I see you there. But now, I hope you're ready for the plays, baby. Let us get into the plays. So, I came into that weird. I usually don't do it. Like, it felt awkward. It did. It did. But, oh my gosh, today was crazy. We're going to go over the holdings. Believe it or not, I only got crushed the most by the pound. We're kind of in the same situation we were in yesterday in the morning. I was down $9,000 on the future. So we'll go over it. I did not have to take that loss. Believe it or not, I actually closed out of that NQ trade that I was down on with a $1,300 profit. But I have some plays that I'm down on. I could have done a lot better. I saw my MYM and I had plays that were green and I was waiting for it. We called out the level when it bounced off the 3,500. I thought it would make a slight test, but there was areas I could have improved in today. But overall, it could have been a lot more deadlier than where it was. And the fact we kind of had both ways and waiting, it ended up benefiting us. So it was good and we had some trades. But before we do any of that, let's get into the 3 plays. And I'm actually really excited for these. Play number 1, baby. JP Morgan. Yes, I have it in the long term. We'll talk about what we added to the long term, but I'm talking straight up earnings play tomorrow. There is already a lot of activity on JP Morgan, like options. The open interest is pretty wild on them, but you've watched me play this many, many times. They are usually killer on post earnings. So I'm actually looking forward to going about this one with shares, but I'm here to tell you this. I think the post earnings option strategy should still work, but don't fall in love with it if the break-evens are high. What I'm saying is that depending on the earnings and afterwards, if that kills some premium, I actually think we could even play options and don't have to go with shares on this. So I'm excited for this one tomorrow. I'm going to be watching it and we're going to see what happens. But like I'm saying, if you get a play and it starts moving, don't be afraid to take profits quickly, especially if that break even is high, okay? But that is play number 1. Get ready for their earnings in the morning. Then play number 2, baby. TOT. We got to bring it up. Depending on the outcome of tomorrow, watch for either that quick catch-up move with the market or watch for it to flush even more. Legitimately today was the first time we hit 4%. I thought we hit it there the other time I played it, but apparently they're saying it was right below. But now, today you had your first time, I guess maybe above 4% to a degree. So first time since 2011, depending on where it goes from there, that one could really, really, really be interesting. But like I'm saying, if we get positivity, the bonds are the lagger right now, and we could take some of that to the upside until things start to chill out. So definitely watch that. And then finally, play number 3, baby, ACAM. This is that big play I made a couple days ago. I'm down on it, but I've been telling you, I'm going to hold this till the end of November. This was my big upside play. They've had a buyout rumor, and really, that's what I want to watch this week. I want to see how they close the week on Friday, be on the lookout for anything, but more importantly, why I'm saying, and I'm putting it up here, they're kind of at a lower price. I liked how it's moved off the bounce, but they have outpaced the NASDAQ this week, and they've actually helped me get into a decent position with everything. So definitely going to be keeping my eye on them, and hopefully we get something with the bounce. And especially if tomorrow goes up, I want to see if they keep that outperformance or not. But those are the main plays. As far as everything else, let's start with the plays of the day, and then we'll get into the holdings. But right off the bat, within 3 minutes, you had that big candle. I was down $9,000 on the NQ, and I only was up like $3,000 on my ES. So there was a gap. I was down way more than I expected, but I was like, all right, I'm going to give it some time. We had a couple levels, and I wanted to work with them. So I said, all right, let's see what it does there. And I waited. I said, all right, let me tighten some things up there. And I had that Boeing, the Apple, and Nvidia. Remember all those equity ones? Well, I closed all of them out. I was able to walk away with Apple and Boeing with enough profit to cover the Nvidia and leave me with like $170, $200 profit or something like that. Got out of those. I wish I held the upside on the Nvidia. Again, like I'm saying, there's some things I could have done a little better. And then we waited all throughout the day. Again, wait, it's not showing it. There was another one. I took profits on an old JD. You see that up there. But then it was like middle of the day. No, wait. Why is it showing the time like that? It's really, really weird. No, I made a micro ES first. That was at 819. I'm still holding that. I shorted it on one of the big tops there. And then I ran. I'm holding that one. I'm down. We'll go over it. Then I closed out the NQ for 1400. And then we had a $500 day trade there on Netflix. The news came out. We caught it literally within 30 seconds. It came out at 10 a.m. I was executed in that by 30 seconds. Even like CNBC dropped the news 20 minutes later. It was a nice move. I even sold out a little bit early there, but that was a good day trade. And then, yeah, that was everything. So now for the hold-ins. Oh yeah, and I bought O for the long term. All accounts. I bought 50 shares on the big account at 56.06, literally in the middle of being down. I was like, all right, we got to wait. Let's see how the runway is. Again, things were moving quick. I was waiting for the bounce, but I said, let's go shopping. O's dividend was at like 5.6, hit the low of 2021. And even this is like now, I think like 13 weeks of decline on O. It's literally a 50% drop from the top. Real estate related, good dividend. I grabbed 50 shares on the big account, 4 shares on Colt YouTube account, and then Colt's sister, I grabbed 2 accounts or 2 shares. Again, all around like 56.06 to 56.10. But now back to the plays. I got pounded back on the pound. Again, you've seen how that one moved, and part of today that just shot up. So that's going to be the play for tomorrow, but still down on that. It says the ES, I'm down 4,000 on that now. It's actually supposed to be less though. Again, I have to open it, but pretty much 3,900 on the ES, and then it's bringing me down 125 on the option. But remember, I have that one there, so pretty much it put me in the same position. I think when it closed, it was around like 3,400. I got the 1,400 or 1,300 on the NQ, pretty much like a 2K loss. That is what I was trying to capture there. So I'm hoping by leaving this open and covering my upside, if you can't tell, even if it goes up, I think I could deal with a little bit of pain, and then I think we're going to get a better point, or at the very least, I think I could close this out at a much better price than not. So going to let volatility, but that's the risk. And then again, the MES, that one clobbered me, 365, but it's micro. So with this one, I might either average down or use this, but I'm going to use this to trade throughout the days here. But holding that one, then MNQ, those are the upside from earlier in the week. Those went positive, still holding those. And then the MYM, this is where I messed up on the day. I'm holding it still down 2,500. I was up 1,700 and I was going to take it. Then it went up to 1,000. I said, hold on. Then it went down to only 300 profit. And I was like, okay, when it bounces back, I was just going to cover it. And that's, again, what I'm telling you I want to do with the ES. But the risk is if it runs, that's it. So that's what happened on the MYM. I did not get that opportunity to close it. That's what I'm saying. I could have executed this flawlessly. And I saw it there, but hey, it is what it is, but thankfully, you'll notice these positions shouldn't be much different than anything you've seen this week. Again, that ES is just like the NQ now, but hasn't been more than $2,000 in the process of realizing. And again, the day trades, we got out of some of the other ones. And then thankfully there with NCAM or ACAM, it was able to come back and do all of that. So Adobe, Arch, the other ones, UNG still holding, and we're going to ride them out. But for the most part, since this is equity and not really options, most of it should be around the same price we've been at unless I have taken it or changed it. So we will see what happens, but get ready for tomorrow. Man, my voice keeps cracking. I was just too hyped today. I said, God bless. I didn't lose the voice yet, but tomorrow's going to be key. If there's anything that happens overnight, check my Instagram. I'll let you know or something like that, but we're going to be there in the morning. A lot could happen, and stay in the game, and you know what it is, but get ready for more volatility. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I said it. You're prepared. And you know it. And don't worry, you need to brush all of this off, good or bad. No complaining, no celebrating. Not yet. You know why? The game's not over. The game is not over. You got to keep looking ahead, but you killed it today. I'm telling you, people weren't panicking. It's wild. I've seen people panic on way less, and people were in the game, Chad. So God bless you. You already know what it is. Take that dominion. And you know what? I could drop you a philo. Just thank God that God is patient. You know what I'm saying? Like the mercy God patient. You don't feel me. I don't even want to push. I ain't even pushing it on you like that. It's simple. Patience. Timing. Timing. You don't even need to time it perfectly, but give yourself time between moves and you're going to be okay, Chad. So I'll see you in the morning. I have sweat in my eyes right now. I'm sweating right now. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Okay, so I love it. I love you, Chad. I love all of it. Wake up and drive, baby. But I will see you in the morning. Stay and drive. You know what it is, Chad. And beast mode. Hit those free throws. Defense, baby. Oh, my gosh. I'm still crying. Okay, Chad. That was crazy, though, huh? It's over? I know. It's crazy, Chad. Oh, my gosh. I still feel it. I'm excited. Today, that was wild, bro. And we got so much more. So I hope you guys are as excited and ready to go. I can't leave if you couldn't tell. I'm going to be there in the morning. Oh, we have data too. Michigan Consumer Sentiment tomorrow. I don't know if I said that. I didn't say it. It's okay, but you listened here. So it was here in the video now. Oh, man. Okay. But I love you. Have a wonderful day. And God is good. Amen.